And Assalamu alaikum 7th class. How are you students? Hope so you all are fine. Student, we have completed our final term syllabus. Today we will revise our first chapter, that is transport in living organism. First of all, what is transport? The meaning of transport is to carry the material in and out of the cell. Student, transport is the basic requirement for any cell. Living things need oxygen for respiration and food for energy. Green plants need water and carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Student, now a question arises: how do these important materials required by the living things move into their bodies and to the parts of the organism where they are needed? For transport, for carrying the materials to all parts of the body, we have a system, that is transport. Now, in simple living organism, we have two types of organism, that is unicellular organism and multicellular organism. Students, in unicellular organism, these are simple like amoeba. Here the gaseous exchange and the food simply diffuse in and from the surrounding, and waste products simply diffuse out of their bodies. But in multicellular organisms such as flowering plants and large animals, the cell in the middle of their bodies are a long way from the body surface. Here the diffusion cannot take place. Diffusion is a slow process. For transport in multicellular organism, to speed up the transport of substance within the body, each multicellular organism has a transport system. Now, what is transport system? First of all, introduction. Students, transport, to carry out the transport, we have two material, that is transport of nutrients and transport of water. Transport of nutrients take place inside the cell, and transport of water take place outside the cell. Now another heading is need for transport of material. What is the basic need for transportation? Student, transport of materials take place to provide the energy to the living organism. The food that we eat and the water move into and out of our body with the help of transport, and transport provide us the food. Now let us discuss our main topic of today, that is transport in plants. Students, as you all know that plants are unicellular organism. Here diffusion can't be possible to transport all the material. To carry the transport in plant, as function are two structures are used, that is xylem and phloem. The transport system of a flowering plant is made up of two network of tubes, xylem and phloem. Students, now xylem, what is xylem? Xylem transport water and minerals from the roots to the leaves. As the plant absorbs water from the roots from soil, then this xylem will transport the water and mineral from the roots to the leaves. Next structure is phloem. What is phloem? Phloem transport food. The food in the plant is sugar. Transport food or sugar from leaves to all parts of the plant. So student, this is the basic introduction of transport in plants. To carry the transport system in plant, there are two network of tubes in plant, that is xylem and phloem. Xylem is used to transport water and minerals from the roots to the leaves, and phloem is a tube which carry out transport of food material, that is sugar. The food of plant is sugar. Transport food from leaves to all parts of the plant. Here leaves is mentioned because food is manufactured in the leaves by the process of photosynthesis. I have explained you the process of photosynthesis, that the green plants make their own food with by absorbing sunlight by the process of photosynthesis. So phloem will transport all the food materials that is present in the leaves and to all parts of the plant. Now student, let me explain the transport in plant in detail. I have explained you that to carry out this transport in plant we have two tubes, that is xylem and phloem. Student, oxygen and carbon dioxide move in and out of the plant by diffusion. So there is no need of oxygen and carbon dioxide to travel through the xylem and phloem. Here I have drawn a structure of a plant. What first these roots, these are the roots, and these stem, leaves. Student, first of all, water enter a plant through its roots. There are thousands of tiny roots here near the tips of each root. Water from the soil, here the soil. Water from the soil move into the root here by osmosis. Here the osmosis will be take place and water will move from the soil to roots. Next is each root here has a small surface area, but the total surface area of all the root hairs is enormous. The large surface area of root hairs allow a large amount of water to enter the plant very quickly. Greater will be the root hair, greater will be the water absorbed from the soil. Next, as the water and dissolved minerals from the root travel up the stem and leaves very quickly through the xylem. Here the tubes are present which transfer the water from roots to stem and leaves. Next, water is drawn up by the xylem when water from the leaves evaporates and diffuses out through tiny holes found mainly on the underside of the leaves called stomata. Here transpiration will take place and excess water will be evaporated from the leaves. As transpiration continues in the plant, more water is pulled up by the xylem as through someone is sucking water up the plant. Students, here the upward movement of water take place with the help of xylem. Water enter the roots by osmosis, and here transpiration will be take place. This explain the xylem. Now let me explain about the phloem. Sugar that is made in the leaf using the water transported by the xylem and carbon dioxide which diffuses into the leaves from the air. Here the process of photosynthesis in the leaves Process of photosynthesis will take place in the presence of sunlight as it absorbs carbon dioxide and water from the roots. So photosynthesis will make the food in the leaves. Now these food will be transported from the leaves to all parts of the body, from stem and from to roots. So red sign indicates the transport of water and blue arrow indicates the transport of food. This is the basic structure of transport in plant. Phloem and xylem often run side by side, forming vascular bundle. Both combine and form the vascular bundle. Vascular bundle can be seen easily on the cross-sectional cutting of the stem and roots of flowering plant under the microscope. So student, this is all about the transport in living organism, and today we'll discuss the transport in plants in detail. Now open your book, that is Lower Secondary Science 2. We have started our chapter, that is chapter number 10, Transport in Living Organisms. Page number 91. Student, now let us do the reading of the chapter. First of all, transport in living organism. Here a basic introduction of transport in living organism is written. That is, living things need oxygen for respiration and food for energy. As you all know that living things require oxygen for respiration. We need oxygen to respire and food for energy. Green plants need water and carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Here a basic introduction is given. The definition of transport system is to speed up the transport of substance within the body. Each multicellular organism has a transport system which supplies every cell with an important materials it needs and remove the unwanted waste product it produces. So now look at the transport in flowering plants. Here the transport in flowering plants is mentioned, which I have explained you in my previous video. Watch the video to better understand this topic. Here the cross section of a stem is shown. I have explained you that in this stem in a plant there are two network of tubes, that is xylem and phloem. Xylem transport water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the leaves, and phloem transport food that is made in the leaves to all other parts of the plant. So this is the cross section diagram of a stem. Today your classwork is to draw the cross section of a stem. Next turn the page. Here a phenomena of transport is written, that is, water enter a plant through its root. There are thousands of tiny roots here near the tip of each root. Students, then now look at this diagram. The movement of water and minerals into a root and up the stem. Here the xylem transport water upward, flow of water and mineral upward towards the stem. Here root hairs absorbing water and minerals from the soil. Here root hairs absorb water from the soil with the help of diffusion. Then soil particle, here is the soil particle. In the soil, water is present which is absorbed by the root hair through diffusion and carried out to the roots and then stem. Now next page, turn the page. Here your homework is to draw the transpiration pool, the most important diagram of this chapter. You students have to draw the transpiration pool. What is transpiration pool? Then science tidbits. Water is also pushed up by the stem due to the pressure acting on it by the roots. This pressure is called root pressure. Student, root pressure, as the name indicates, the pressure that is present in the roots to transport the water up to the stem. Now move to the next diagram. Here the vascular bundle is shown. As I have explained you that vascular bundle consists of xylem and phloem. So vascular bundle can be easily seen on the cross-sectional cutting of stem and root of flowering plants under the microscope. Here a cross-section is cut of the stem and it shows the phloem. This is the leaf of a plant. Here the phloem. Phloem is used to transport the food through the from the leaves to all other parts of the plant. So this is your classwork, students. Your classwork is to draw the cross section of stem and your homework is to draw the transpiration pool on page number 93. Thank you.